Hey there everyone, this is Dave from myebook.co.za, and today I'm sitting with Kirsten Alexander, the founder of Full Stop Words and a person who plays with words every single day. The reason of today's video is for authors who are struggling with writer's block. Now Kirsten happens to be an expert on the topic, and we want to delve a bit today into why writer's block, what happens when an author experiences writer's block, and Kirsten's going to explain a bit more on the topic, but first, I want to know more about you, Kirsten. Tell us what you do.
Right, well, I'm a media professional, been in the industry for over 25 years, which is not something I want to tell you. It makes me old. Absolutely passionate about words, have been since I knew what words were. And been in the editing and writing and marketing fields within media. So, yeah, that's me.
Lots of experience. Okay, so writer's block, Kirsten. So, I mean, how many authors do you see on average that are suffering from the same problem of writer's block?
Well, I think every single writer I have ever met, whether I've consulted with them professionally or not, has experienced it at some time or another. And the reason I'm an expert is not because I experience it all the time. I have. But because I've managed to find ways in which to help each individual author that I've spoken to or writer, ways in which they can individually get through their particular problem at the time. So I spend a lot of time sort of helping people through those spaces.
Those sort of blocks. Okay, yeah. So in terms of writer's block, now I'm a blogger, so I'm not an author, but part of me just thinks that writer's block, in a proudly South African sort of way, you must just suck it up and deal with it, sit down and just sort of sort out those words. How much of it is just a self-discipline thing of, shut up, sit down and edit those words or fix those words or write those words, and how much of it, is actually things you can improve on or change with a bit of, adapting your behavior?
Definitely sitting down and doing the thing is very important. I think every single writer, author, anyone who wants to write words needs to be disciplined in terms of writing every day, even if it's one sentence. However, writer's block often comes through when you're on a deadline, especially if you're a regular blogger. You've got to write that blog today and you have absolutely no inspiration. Yeah. That's a tough one as well. But there are tools to get through those tough ones. One of them is write notes all the time. Take notes all the time, but make them precise. I know I've sort of looked at my notes before and thought, I have absolutely no idea what I was trying to tell myself last week. So no inspiration there. Record stuff. Pick up inspiration wherever you are. That's very important. So you'll always have something to pick out of the air or out of your notes to give you inspiration on days that you've blocked. Okay. So could I, in true blogging fashion, ask you for the top 3 problems that cause writer's block in your experience? Overthinking, definitely. We all overthink. If you're a writer, you're a thinker.
Now, overthinking, is that the same as being a perfectionist?
It does tie in with perfectionism, but sometimes overthinking just comes into where you've got a sentence, you've written it, and you suddenly think, is it enough? And then you go off on this absolute tangent, and you end up in a puddle, a pile of paper. Really.
Okay, so first problem is overthinking. Second would be?
Fear of success or failure. Okay, now I say success because not all of us actually understand what success means, and not all of us are quite prepared for success. So it's something that I go through quite extensively with authors, just by saying, why are you writing? Why? What do you want to achieve out of this? You want to make lots of money? You want your voice out there? Do you want one specific person to think, that person can write? What is it? What is your reason for writing? Is it just because you love words? Because success means different things to different people, and failure also means different things to different people. So sort of working through those things really, really helps you to unblock yourself, because you might be fighting for a goal that you don't actually want to work towards.
Agreed. Okay. And then the third most common reason you see?
The third is pretty much psychological. It's where you you sit there and you think, who am I to say this? Am I good enough? Who's going to read this? Is Mom going to read this? And I've said this, and I've sworn in my text, or I've written a sex scene. That so we tend to really become introverted in our thinking and think ourselves out of being able to write, and you just get completely stuck. You can't do anything when you go there.
Okay, so definitely part of the advice you would give would be bum on seat every day.
Absolutely. That's definitely a key. If you want to write, do it.
Aim for that word count. I've heard that a lot. To aim for a specific word count every single day, no matter what. And on that topic, some great material that I've read and I kind of swear by are books by Stephen Pressfield.
Yes.
So The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield is a book that I cannot recommend enough. He discusses the inner resistance of writers, but just, creative people in particular, and how it manifests, and, things you can use to combat it. Another great book that I hear spoken about very often, and it's on my Kindle, I haven't read it yet, is Stephen King's On Writing.
Yeah, Stephen King is master. So any advice he can give you is going to.
I mean,
really
anyone who can create that much material must have good advice on writer's block.
His character building is quite phenomenal. So
Absolutely.
he's definitely, and he's had writer's block, and he's had rejections. So
Absolutely. So guys, that is writer's block. That is what bothers so many people around the world, and that is actually what we're going to be discussing in more detail in a workshop on the 1st of July here in Johannesburg, South Africa. So Kirsten will be presenting the workshop. We're going to tackle major reasons of writer's block and how to get around them, and we'd love to see you there.
Yeah.
So from myself, Dave,
And
and
Kirsten.
my colleague Kirsten, we hope to see you soon.